because he was black. You know. I was like, wow, look at here. What's the big... If it was me, if I'd have did that, that case would have been an open and closed case. Period. They gave me life. They said the most he could get is from 11 to 40 years. So, what I had bumped into when I was online was it was about a revoked his $100,000 bail hearing. They was trying to get it down to $25,000, and prosecution was saying that shit should have been from $300,000 to $500,000 for lesser non-violent cases where no one got hurt. And they start giving examples, and I'm saying, look at this. What does that shit got to do with him killing a man in cold blood? Smaller man pushed your ass down because he caught you standing by his family's car, calling his wife all kind of niggas, and his kids are in the car. So he ran out there and reacted, that's all. He didn't go out there and this is how fucked up the guy was. He didn't even, I took him, I know he was high. How you not gonna see that nigga coming? He's talking about the dude ran at him and tackled him, that's what he said. It's like when he got tackled. I said, you know that nigga was high. He didn't get tackled, he got pushed down. All the dude did was walk up on him and push him. Push him at that angle where his feet were together. And he pushed somebody like on his shoulder and toppled him over. That's what happened. He fell on his like other shoulder. That's all that happened. And he came up shooting. That's all that happened. Then he came up shooting, he came up and shot. Came up, Holmes backed up. All the other niggas started running. That was like being nosy. And there was an eyewitness right there because he seen the gun. And both of them niggas jetted. But when homie turned, before he could take that one step to like, he didn't have enough time to put it in gear. To put it in gear. He had enough time to grab the stick shift and rev it up, but he didn't have enough time to put it in gear. Because before he could put it in gear, he got fired upon. Dude didn't try to empty it on him. He just shot one shot. But he tried to hit the center mass, is what he tried to. They did hit the center mass. He just didn't hit it square. Hit it from the side. Same difference. That's how you would kill an animal. He could have waited to do that. He could have did that shot on purpose. Because that's the way you kill an animal, with a bow or a shot. You shoot him right behind his, because the animal is on all fours. You shoot him right behind his shoulder, in the front. So the bullet goes all the way through the lungs. And that's what he hit homie with, like a lung shot. He go through the lungs, the heart sometimes, and through the other lung, like a double lung shot. It all depends on if it hits a rib or something and ricochets. But it's gonna break that first rib. or chip it and go puncture that lung and ricochet all around the inside. Depends on what kind of bullet it is and the power of the gun, what kind of gun it is, power in the bullet, whatever. I mean, that's how you shoot them with a bow too. With a side shot. And you know you got you a clean shot if that arrow goes in one lung through the heart, or may miss the heart and go through the other lung on the other side and sticks in the ground. People would think with archery, you know, the animals would be running around. That's Hollywood bullshit. When you see a guy get shot with an arrow, and he got like an arrow sticking out of his back, or an arrow sticking out of his chest or something. Fuck out of here. That shit's going through you like butter. That's what's gonna happen. And it's coming out the other side. Even if you got a 60-pound bow, a 50-pound bow. If I shot a deer in the lung at about 30 yards with a 50-pound bow, with a razor blade sharp broadhead on the tip of my arrow, that shit's coming out the other side. Like it went through paper. But if it hits something in there, yeah, it'll stop. If it hits just right. Yeah, so they ended the case. He didn't get no bail. He lost the case. He's got sentencing coming in October. He got sentencing coming. He got a sentence hearing now in October. They'll probably give him the lesser. That's what they're gonna do. They're gonna give him the lesser sentence. Because he could get from like 10.5 to 40 years for a manslaughter. Since he's a white boy, they probably give him the lesser sentence. Then he could get out. I don't know what the laws are in Florida. He'd probably get out early as long as he'd be good. But with his kind of temper and stuff, and plus he got tax and all that shit on him. So that kind of temper that he has, he's not gonna get out early. He's gonna gang up. He's gonna join in a gang or something. Cause he ain't gonna be hanging around in no prison after killing no nigga down in Florida. Cause they're gonna kill him. You'll constantly get attacked and shanked and everything else and beat up and the shit taken from him and all that. He ain't gonna do that. Probably this guy mob up with those guys in there, with those white supremacist guys maybe, or whatever other. They might have some kind of sub-Polish group in there. He may link up with them in there for protection. Fuck that guy. Let's get back to that's just some criminal shit I'm talking about. That a white boy almost got away with. Let's get back to some spirituality type stuff. Yeah, we're gonna have to start depending on the spirit inside, inner intelligence, instead of that outer intellect that people's getting intelligent mixed up with. We're going to have to start developing our inner intelligence and try to wash out all of that bullshit constructed personality that we all have developed listening to our parents and their beliefs and everything else that the mass media has taught us and what our schools have taught us. All of those fucked up lies. You see? That's what's going to have to happen. And that's what will happen. Because all the people that think they're so fucking smart ain't did nothing but memorize some books. That's just like religion. Person memorizes the book or close to it. He throws dress him up in some regalia, in a funny hat or something, in a funny robe. And then people would think that he's holier than thou. They're supposed to treat him with reverence because he read a book and spitting out through memory some of that bullshit that be in those books. And you could believe it or not, it's bullshit. They have some good philosophies and some good humanitarian shit and all of those spiritual books of wisdom. But it really has nothing to do with the spirit. That's a whole different realm. And that's what people are going to have to start looking into. And then people say, well, how do you do that? That's where meditation come in at. Not prayer. Prayer and meditation is two different things. Prayer is where people's like begging for shit to happen or not to happen. That's prayer, which is a bunch of bullshit, which is fantasizing, which is nothing but fantasizing about the future. And that's all those things could do for you, is like maybe comfort you temporarily. That's all. And give you hope. And hope is a fantasy, just like belief is a fantasy. Just like the future is a fantasy. AKA bullshit. You live a second by second life. And you're supposed to try to figure it out. Figure yourself out. Fuck everybody else. Figure you out. And where do you sit? Where's your place in the universe? Fuck society. Where's your place in humanity? Where's your place in the universe? In the cosmos? Where's your place? Not where do you stand on for society and all that bullshit. I ain't talking about that. Talking about universal shit. Where's your place universally? Not in your neighborhood, not in your building, not in your subdivision, not in your country, not in your state. Where do you stand? Where's your place in the human race? That's what I'm talking about. And that's what they don't want you to know. That's why they categorize us. Call themselves putting us in our place, you know? They putting us in the place, their place, where they want us to be, where they place us. People gotta start looking within themselves. And all meditating is doing is not trying to hear that noise and trying to separate your inauthentic, constructed ass to recognize that all your thoughts and dreams and memory and past and all that shit is just a bunch of redundant, mulling over memories of some shit you picked up from somewhere else. And that's all thought is you mulling over shit you already know. That really ain't you. An accumulation of memories. That's all thought is. Even if you're trying to think about the future, which is a fantasy, it still stems from the accumulation of memories and thoughts. That's all people do. All day, every day. Most people. And that's what meditation does. It makes you separate that bullshit you've been taught and learn and construct it, the inauthentic you. You put that aside. You put that aside. You know? And then you try to shut your senses down. Your 5 senses. You shut those down by like being still. When I say still, I mean still. Like not a ripple in the water. Just still. Sit still. And then still your mind. Still your mind. Of all the bullshit thoughts that you have accumulated throughout your life and believing that you're something that you're really not, because all you are is an accumulation of thoughts. That's not you. It's like your body. Your body is an accumulation of food. Your body is an accumulation of food. From the time you're a little baby, you get your nutrition and stuff to grow. And you're an accumulation of food. And every time you eat, you're growing. You're rebuilding the cells you broke down yesterday. So your body is you. But it ain't yours. It ain't me. And it ain't yours. Actually, because you got to give it back. You got to give it back. You're just basically borrowing it. It's like a car. You run it down till it doesn't work anymore. Try to maintain it the best way you can, because the better you maintain it, the more likely, the least trouble you're gonna have with your vehicle. Change the oil. People are, why you change the oil? What's that for? That's because those moving parts in that engine are scraping against one another, making metal particles, metal shards, and the oil keeps it from wearing out so fast. You understand? That's why the oil turns black, and then the oil will be basically cooking, like how you be doing cooking oil. If you be frying shit or deep fryer, you gotta change that oil. You could filter it and maybe reuse it. They have recycled oil. What do you think they do with the oil that they take out of your car? Or from a restaurant? What do you think they do with that oil? They use it for other things. After they clean it, just like water. They didn't do it with water. They recycle the water, man. The treatment plant. And not the water that you shit in and pissing and all that. Not sewage. They still got to treat the sewage too, supposedly, before they pump it out to sea or wherever they do with it. Because out here, I see they got water that you can't drink, like the water they use on these plants. It'll tell you don't drink the water. That, you know, because they got sprinklers everywhere. Like I said, they got it figured out. The city planners has it figured out. It's the desert. So they got to have some kind of irrigation system for the greenery. They have to. And back to what I was saying. When I first started, it goes back to people are gonna have to start separating the real from the fake. And that's why some people can't handle it. And they lose their fucking mind. Literally. When they can't really adapt to their environment. Next thing you know, they on meds. So, listen to what people are talking about. There's no ghost. You ain't seeing shit. All that shit is your imagination. Your imagination is real strong. And use it for good. And don't use it for monsters. And use it for destructive purposes. Use your imagination for good stuff. Stuff that's gonna make life easier. Not destructive stuff. Use it for good things. As far as all that ghost shit and monsters and all that shit and aliens, that shit's all hallucinatory shit. You could do that with your mind. You could use that every day. Use it in a good way. Use it to be a happier person. Because if you're happy, and smiling and all that kind of shit all the time, good-natured, going to give off good energy. People are going to come to you. If you walk around all mean looking, with hatred in your heart and hatred in your spirit or whatever, people will stay out of your way. You're trying to figure why shit ain't happening your way, and why all the bitches are running to that guy. They ain't got to be all about money all the time. There's nothing wrong with giving somebody money or giving them something. If you give somebody something, you better not be expecting to get anything back. Because 9 out of 10 times, you're going to get your feelings hurt. So don't give people shit and expect something back. And there's nothing wrong with giving and giving and giving and giving and giving. That's up to you. If that's what you want to do, that's all up to you. If you want to give with nothing in return, because you got givers and you have takers. Some people like to give. It makes them feel good. You mean tell me you don't feel good when you give somebody something? Something that they could use? Or give them something that you're not using and you know somebody else could use it? You don't feel good giving somebody something like that? See what I mean? You only could get used if you let somebody use you. Like if somebody was moving and they said, give me some help, and you volunteer to help them move, don't expect nothing from them unless you're going to negotiate up front and ask them, like, what do I get? Same like with a chick. She started asking you to buy your stuff. You could dead her intentions right off the top. And tell her that. But what do I get out of it? You want $100? Want me to borrow $100 to give you $100? What do I get out of this shit? Or whatever it is. You want to help you pay your rent. You can't pay your bills. You singing me a sad song. You think I'm a fool? That's what it is? You think I'm an idiot, a clown, a fool? That's what you think I am? Or you could say, well, what do I get for it? What do I get out of it? You say that. And she said, you get nothing out of it. You could say, well, fuck you then, too. And then go about your business. It's that simple. Don't get mad and start getting resentful because you was fantasizing about getting something out of this chick and how fine she is. She might just like you as a friend. Give her anything. She might just like you as a friend. Don't give her anything. She asks you for it, you say no. And if she want to get funky with you after that, if she want to keep on begging you after that, then that means she's a manipulative chick. She probably manipulated you up until that point. And then ask. Manipulated you up to that point, whether it took a week for her to get to that point, or a month, or a couple of hours, maybe one phone call. So I give this nigga my number, and you call her like the next day or 2 days later, and she's asking you for money or asking you for favors. It's up to you to say, nah, I don't get down like that, or it ain't gonna happen. Tell them whatever. Like a lady I met out here. It's a longer story, but it boiled down to I'm not fucking her. Wasn't thinking about fucking her. She asked to borrow some money from me. So we all need money. You ask a chick, how you doing? How's everything? And she starts telling you how broke she is and how she's behind on her bills. You're about ready to get used if you go along with her. You're about ready to get shitted on. And some bitches will play you like that and play 20 other guys over the phone that day like that. And she's going to catch some of them, even if they were shots in the dark. But usually they're going to make a calculated decision on to ask you for something. And some people just ain't got no shame in their game. They just don't care. Some people just not gonna care. And that's just the way it is. They ain't got no shame. No shame in their game. That's what we say in New York. I'm home again. That was 2 hours and 5 minutes. Told you to be about 2 hours, and it's 8 miles. Even though it was 8.5, because I told you I started recording a little bit later. But it's at 2 hours and 5. Signing off. I'll talk to you all later. Bye.